Where were you for the 8 years of the Obama administration? I'm getting a little tired of being lectured to by my Democratic colleagues that all this is Trump's fault. You had 8 years under President Obama. One, I want to thank Tim for taking on this task for all of us. He's the right person at the right time, and God has a plan for you, and you're fulfilling that plan. You're trying to bring us together as a country. I spent 5 hours with John and Ben and others on the Judiciary Committee listening yesterday, and it was a fascinating hearing. There's a process in the Air Force called listen, learn, and lead. To my colleagues on the other side who said, we talk too much, we don't need to listen anymore, where were you for the 8 years of the Obama administration? I'm getting a little tired of being lectured to by my Democratic colleagues that all this is Trump's fault. You had 8 years under President Obama. The Justice and Policing Act, none of it was taken up virtually. So let's knock that off. You're making no points with me, trying to suggest that we're bad and y'all are not when it comes to this issue. You had 8 years. No attempts to ban chokeholds, no attempts to do any of the things that we all agree we need to do now. So if you want to fight about that, let's fight. If you want to admit that the country needs to move on together, let's do it. So as to President Trump's executive order, a good start. I appreciate him starting the conversation. He brought families into the White House. They appreciated being listened to by their president. To my Democratic colleagues, I appreciate putting together your list. I'd like to work with you, but we're not going to get there if we keep playing this game that we're exclusively to blame here. Now, their shopping list, for lack of a better term, of what to do compared to Tim's, there's a lot of overlap, but there's some real differences. And how do you hammer out those real differences? You talk to each other. After the hearing, I had multiple Democratic colleagues come up to me and say, let's try to reconcile our differences. To the American people, after the hearing, I am more hopeful than I was before the hearing that there's going to be a genuine effort to bring reform to a problem that's been going on well before President Obama. And if we don't do something about it, it's going to go on well past President Trump. Thank you for your leadership, Tim.
For me, this conversation is about trust, justice, and reconciliation, as the chairman of the Judiciary Committee said. It's evident that there are communities in our country who have lost trust in law enforcement based on their experience, and that's where we've had an opportunity to learn from Tim and others who feel like they've been disproportionately focused on by law enforcement sometimes for pretextual reasons. But I had an opportunity to talk to George Floyd's family. They're from Houston, Texas, and Rodney, his brother, told me, he said, Senator, we are from Texas, and we want some Texas-sized justice. And I said, well, Mr. Floyd, to the best of my ability, that's exactly what we will deliver.